Good morning, guys. May the 9th here in central Illinois. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. Well, I'm a day late and a dollar short with this video. I had intended to do it yesterday. Yesterday was VE Day, Victory in Europe. And as most of you know, I'm kind of a history buff. Actually, everything up here is almost a monument to the greatest generation. But what I picked up the other day, which I have wanted for quite some time, this is what's called a Victory Model Smith & Wesson. And the Victory Model was only made during the Second World War. I think Smith & Wesson calls it a Model 10. It's still made today. Military and police, that's what it's based on. But anyhow, I picked this up, and as some of you might know, I was in the Navy for 4 years, so I've kind of got a thing that's Navy. Believe me, the Navy I was in was not the World War II Navy, not even close. But I picked this up, this gun, and I have paperwork from Smith & Wesson, so this is how I know the history of this gun. But the Victory was used across all the armed services in the Second World War. But what I liked about it was this specific gun was used by Navy aviators. They had a shoulder harness, and it was the exclusive gun of Navy aviators. Now, I know that in September of 1943, this is one of 2,000 of these guns that was shipped to Orlando, California, to the United States Navy. So if it left California, which it most probably did, it served in the Pacific. Now, I know without a doubt, it is 100% Navy. I do not know whether or not an aviator actually used it on combat missions. But that would be extra gravy if I could document that. It doesn't, but it's Navy, and that's all I really care about. So, to my friends in Europe, a day late and a dollar short, happy VE Day. All right, let's get to what we were trying to get finished at hand. As I've told you guys, I've been in the process of building a double motor for the dump. Well, I got it done. It's mounted underneath that passenger car, and it's hard to believe that these are both the same motor, same gearing and everything, but I've done a great deal of improvement, and I'll show you what we've got here. Numerous modifications to get everything the way I wanted it, but it worked out pretty good. Now, I have to tell you, that's a lot of cars that they're carrying there. And I've ran this quite a bit, and the can motor does not get hot, so that's good. Before I did some modifications, it almost got too hot to touch. Now, for a single axle drive and a small can motor, that thing's doing pretty good. Now I'm kicking up the pace here a little bit. And even this one does good, but if I put another car on it, it just sits there and spins for the most part. So we'll show you what we did here. Once again, one hand, but I've practiced this, believe it or not, until it's almost perfect. Like me. Okay. So this is what we've got. Now, what I did was I put traction tires on it. I also readjusted the pickup. I made it higher so it just touches. The other one, I had a little bit more swing on it. I didn't have to remount it, but this has been moved up. But this is done very well. Listen to how quiet it is. Now believe me, I had to work long and hard to get gear mash absolutely, in my world, perfect and quiet. It's not always been that quiet. And I will leave the rubber tires on it. So what I will probably do with this is I'll take the other one. I'll take my original dump. Spin her around here right quick. Actually, I'm very well pleased with this, even without, this one does not have rubber tires, traction tires. But what I will probably do is, this back set of trucks is non-powered. And I think what I might do is go ahead, and it should be a fairly simple process. That's just cotter pinned on there so when you lift it up, you don't fall off. So what I'd have to do is I got to take the roof off, which is no problem. Slide it forward or slide it back, I forget which. And I've got 3 wires in there with a wire nut, and I'll just unwire it, and that will allow the wire that hooks to the pickup, that will slide out from underneath there. And then what I'll do is on my motor truck, I'll put a wire for the headlight, set it down, feed it up through there, and wire nut it together. And hopefully I'll be able, if I were 30 years younger, putting the cotter pin through the hole and spreading it would be no big deal. Well, my eyes are basically not what they were, and my hands are more or less shot. So by the time I'm done with it, I may be climbing a Texas clock tower. It can be absolutely frustrating as hell to get that stuff threaded through there. But that's what I plan on doing. And then we'll see what this puppy can do with two motors, and with one motor with the traction tires on it. So one will be a pusher, one will be a puller, and it's really neat. For a while, I ran them together. They virtually pace each other. The gearing, everything is really close. I'm really satisfied with that. So hopefully the next time you see this, I'll have both motors in it. And what I'd like to do is, I've got 2 more of these dump cars. I would like to pull maybe 2 or 3 dump cars with no problem, just to make a maintenance train out of it. So that's what we're up to. And I tell you what I ought to do with this is I ought to make a trolley out of it. Hell, I got it for next to nothing. A lot of work there, taking out all the inserts, stripping it, painting it. If I want to put the seats back in, I'm not big on making it all perfect on the inside. Everything that is important to me is on the outside, what you can see. Like a good doctor, mistakes are buried. All right, guys. Have a good week. Yeah, it is weekend. It's Friday. Have a good weekend, and we will talk with you later. Toodaloo.